In the middle of exchanging pleasantries and hugs with Mia, she's like, "So is this what cancer, no cancer looks like?" Excuse me? Have you lost your mind? Like, oh God. I literally just recorded this whole video and it was not recording. So I was not recording it. I was just talking to a phone that was looking at me, wondering like, why bitch are you talking to me when I'm not recording? Anyway, okay, so let's do this thing again. So, welcome to my channel. I'm Gunucorn, and the day has finally come. The day has finally come where we get to talk about Potomac. Y'all, I'm so sorry, but I was gonna try my best to talk about Atlanta. I was gonna try to talk about Beverly Hills. I was going to try to talk about Married to Medicine, but I was really not captivated by any of that mess. I was really not inspired to talk about any of it. The only time that I felt inspired to talk about Atlanta was to drag Marlo's ass up and down the street because she deserved it. And that was really all that I had for Atlanta last season. But we can stop faking the funk around this motherfucker because Potomac is back. The dolls of Bravo have finally made their long-awaited return. My good girl Candiace, Karen, Ashley, Robyn, Giselle, and who was the other one? Candace, Karen, Robyn, Giselle, Ashley. Candace, Karen, Robyn, Giselle, Ashley. There's two more people. Wendy and Mia. Now I love Wendy. That's it. Okay, so before we get into this recap, y'all make sure that you like and please subscribe. Now I said please, so you're kind of obliged to do what I asked you to. I said please. I have manners. I was raised well. So go ahead and press subscribe, and then hit and then go to the comment section and leave me something. What you can drop in the comment section is you can let me know who was your favorite confessional look. Right now, I'm gonna post the top three that I liked somewhere, maybe over here, over there. I don't know, child, but they'll be up somewhere. I thought that Candace in that green. One thing about it, my girl gonna eat. She gonna eat. And then that hair like coiffed to the side with the curls. I was like, yes, Candace, give me more. Give me things. Yes, daughter. And then Ashley looked cute in her orange with her high pony and her forehead on full display. We love a good widescreen. We live. And Wendy with Happy and Ness on a platter. Like, she looks so good. Wendy was honestly top tier for me. And I had said a couple of weeks ago that a couple of the things that I was looking forward to on the premiere episode of Potomac was Wendy's confessional look, because she has literally just been killing it. Like, that's my girl, and y'all ain't gonna tell me nothing about it because that's my girl. Okay. Okay. So to start this recap, where did we begin? We begin under the cherry blossoms, where the light-skinned OGs have come to have a meeting of the minds and talk about Ashley's divorce. Ashley's pending divorce. And everybody is confusion. Everybody don't know which way is up. Don't nobody know what this girl's talking about. She talking about she getting a divorce. Also, she's saying that her and Michael are buying a house under a joint LLC. Now, if you are an evil mastermind, or if you are somebody who loves evil, who loves villains like me, I love a villain, and I think sometimes I can tap into their minds and I can really understand what's going on and decipher what's what, because Ashley is no fool. Y'all can think she a fool all you want to, but Ashley is no fool. Please believe me when I say. But we will talk more about Ashley's divorce when we get to the Uncle Lump situation. So one thing that did strike me as funny though was when Ashley said that she was getting a house under the joint LLC with Michael. Robyn, it cut to Robyn's confessional where she's like, if I was divorcing Juan, I wouldn't be getting a house with him. I would be wanting to get away from him. Bitch, what show was you on? What show are you watching? Do you watch yourself on this show? Do you remember? Like, we've watched your life play by play for like the last 8 years. Like, let's be for real. First of all, you are currently living with your ex-husband. And you have been living with your ex-husband since the very first season and prior to that. So if anybody should be able to understand Ashley's plight right now, it should be you. And I guess that you could say that y'all have financial difficulties, which made y'all dependent on each other to survive. And Ashley doesn't need that because Michael is going to pay her out and Ashley makes her own money right now. We could say that, right? However, you shouldn't be the one to say that, okay? Just be quiet. You leave that alone. You acting like you don't understand is the part that's like confusing all of us. Like, Robyn, girl, let's be for real, okay? All right, so moving on from that, then we move on to Candace and Chris. Y'all, I'm laughing because we go from this like light and airy conversation with the girls, although they are talking about divorce and they are talking about like negative things, but they are having like a good time doing it. It feels like it's more of a conversation about moving forward and it's all light and shit. And then we jump to Candace and Chris. Cussing. If they don't do nothing else, Candace and Chris are gonna be cussing somewhere and cussing at each other the fuck out. And then y'all take that ghetto shit all in the baby lady's office where she's trying to make sure that y'all can have a baby. Like, do y'all have no sense? Do y'all not know that this lady is responsible for extracting eggs and hatching babies and shit? Y'all ass is up there cutting up in her office and she got babies to take care of. Okay? Y'all is included. Get out this lady office with all that foolishness. Like, what is wrong with y'all? And then y'all carry that shit into the car. It's just like, Chris and Candace, y'all really need to be in therapy for real for communication, because y'all are having an argument about the pettiest of shit right now, which I do understand. Understanding each other's schedule while being parents is important, right? I do understand that. No, I'm not a parent, not one at all. I can't tell these people how to raise a baby that they don't have yet. But what I will say that is nobody's life, not one single person's life is just consistent 24/7, you know? And Candace is in an industry where she is being pulled left and right and city to city and state to state and country to country at the drop of a dime. So like, if anybody should understand a inconsistent schedule, it should be Candace, because of the nature of the business that you are in. And then with Chris, I get it that his job is a little more traditional, but with him being in a management position, that requires a lot of his time, to where the time that he should be off, he's probably spending in meetings and having to stay overtime to do, like, I don't know, scheduling or oversee scheduling, and then like probably develop recipes and I don't know, fucking whatever the fuck the managers do over there in hotels and stuff, you know? Like, so I'm sure that his job just requires a lot of his time. Really, what it boils down to is it doesn't seem like y'all's lives are conducive for bearing or raising a child right now. It just seems like nobody has time for that. And that should be okay too. Like, Chris already has kids. If Candace really wants kids, like, he got kids already. Like, hang with them, girl. Hang with them. I don't know. Eat food, get a little food belly, and hang with his kids. You'll feel it. I don't know what else to tell you, girl. But I do love to see them at least I love to see Candace taking the idea of being a mother seriously, and her extracting her eggs and hopefully that turning into embryos. So, you know, having kids on standby is cool, I guess. But y'all ain't got no time for that, so hang that dream up, okay? Next. I don't really remember how this show, I don't really remember the order of things. I had notes. I don't feel like looking at them. So things are just going to be everywhere, okay? I don't know which came next, but we're going to jump to Wendy meeting Peter at bar 1. Wendy, did you not watch Atlanta? Like, just let me know. Because we can review the tapes, okay? I can send it to you. I can send you clips, you know? You want to open up a bar with Peter Thomas. Child, whatever the case may be, any reason to have Peter Thomas's sexy, smooth skin on our screens is always a joy to me. Peter is a hot ass, messy queen who lives for drama, but we love to see his face on our screen. I think Peter is cute. He is. Can't take that away from him. He's a fine man. And Peter, I don't know if you know, but Cynthia Bailey is back on the market, so you might wanna, you know. Anyway, so where we at with this thing? Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's really all I got for Wendy. I'll get back to Wendy when we get to the Spring Awakening party. So from there we jump to Mia. I really just got tired. Like I felt it in my bones. Mia is so draining. She is also entertaining, but she is so draining. Cause it's like, why are you steady trying to create fiction within your life? Something about this family dinner at her house did not feel like she and that family really spend a lot of time together outside of when the cameras are present. Why? I just get the feeling, you know? So, aside from that though, then her mama asks her about her results. And she said, about what? What results? Did you forget that you told us you had cancer? Stupid. She like, what about your results? She's like, like, Mia, fucking dweeb. Oh my God. Like, girl, at least keep your lies straight. At least keep your lies straight this season. You're starting off bad already. So, and then she introduces the fact that she might have cancer in the most awkward way. It cuts to her confessional, and she's like, well, I might have lumps in my breasts. I'm like, okay. Awkward. So, moving on from Mia and her delusions, child. We move over into Robyn and Charisse at lunch. Welcome, Charisse. We have missed Charisse. Now, do we miss Charisse? No. But Charisse has been missing. Charisse has been in the shadows producing drama since season 5, and she has been nowhere to answer for her crime. So I'm happy to see Charisse finally here to sit in the hot seat and have to answer for all the bullshit that she has been producing over the years. This girl needs to answer for her shit. Charisse, you need to answer for your shit, okay? So hey Charisse, girl, we ain't wasting too much time on you or Robyn in this little boring ass lunch. Where do we go from here? I want to say we go straight into the Spring is Sprung party. So we go into the party. Everything is set up really beautifully. Whoever the decorator was, shout out to her. Everybody had fun. Oh, wait. Before we get there, we got to talk about Giselle's daughters reading her down. Anytime Giselle's daughters is on screen, you know that they are there to read, okay? And as eloquent as they are, and they just look so beautiful. And one thing that Giselle has gotten right in her life is her girls. Her girls are so, so beautiful. Like, oh my God. But Giselle is out there pulling out her little bad fashions, and the girls is like, Mom, I thought we upgraded the wardrobe. Like, Your mama wouldn't know upgrade if it hit her in the face, child. Even the tear down still looks like it's missing a piece, or I don't know, it's just ugly. It just is. I think that what Giselle needed was to like have somebody translate her vision and just do it without Giselle hovering over or deciding anything. I want to say Giselle is a Virgo, which would explain a lot. Sometimes you gotta pull a little bit of that control from Virgos, because we'll fuck some shit up real quick. But okay, so moving on from Giselle and her daughter's reading her down. We love that. We move on to the party. Okay, so we're just gonna jump straight into Wendy versus Giselle. Wendy, why did you think that it was okay for you to go over to Giselle with open arms and expecting a hug in return? Do you not remember that you spent all last year dragging this lady and her family? Like, Giselle was not lying. Like, you did spend a year dragging her and her family. Now, of course, it was in retaliation to her trying to spread lies about your husband, but you also did drag this lady and her family. And y'all have, and to our knowledge, y'all have not had a conversation to where that has been squashed yet. So Giselle was completely in the right to be like, girl, what the fuck are you doing? Bitch, back the fuck up if I knock your... You know, like, Giselle was well within her right to deny the hug, because we're not in a hugging space. We have not had any kind of conversation. And if Wendy is smart enough to know this, so I don't know why she ever even expected to just move on with Giselle, but I think that you know that in order to move forward with this lady amicably, and if you want that to be the type of relationship that y'all have, you need to extend an olive branch. You need to extend an invitation for a conversation, or you needed to come up straight like that with an apology, and a sincere apology. And I doubt that you were going to apologize, because I'm sure that you feel justified in everything that you did, and so do I. So there's no real apology needed, but I do think that if you want to move forward with her amicably, then you need to extend the invitation for a conversation. Y'all can sit down and hash out y'all's differences, and then y'all can just move forward as co-workers. But until then, it's given very much, girl, hey, back it on up. So yeah, Wendy, don't be weird. Moving on. Wendy, Giselle versus Mia. Giselle, you know, if it's one thing that lady is going to do, she is going to show up to work. Okay? Early, prepared, and tacky as hell. Giselle wasted no time. In the middle of exchanging pleasantries and hugs with Mia, she's like, so is this what no cancer looks like? Excuse me? Have you lost your mind? Like, who walks up to somebody and says, is this what no cancer looks like? This lady is nuts. Giselle is nuts. Because the balls that takes to say some shit like that. Now, are we all thinking it? Are we all saying it behind Mia's back? Yes, but most of us would have chosen the Karen route and approached it more delicately and sensitively, because it is a sensitive subject, especially because you don't know if she actually has cancer or not. So, like Karen, she was like, well, what do you need? Basically, like, hey, I know that there's something wrong. I don't know what's wrong. I don't want to impose. I don't want to overstep no boundaries. I just want to know, as your friend, what do you need? That would have been the way that most respectful people with tact would have responded. But Giselle, no ma'am. So, Mia and then Giselle goes into, well, it kind of seems like your post was like, look at me, look at me, look at me, attention, I need attention, and I didn't think you were that girl. I don't know why you didn't think that she was that girl. Maybe because she was fighting with Candiace last season and you secretly don't like Candiace. Like, you just thought that, like, you know, all of what Mia was doing was just for Candiace, but this seems to be her personality. Very attention seeking, very that. And then so Mia responds, and she tells Giselle to fuck herself. And I am on both of their sides with that, because while I don't necessarily, like, while I wouldn't approach the conversation like Giselle did, I also don't mind that she did it, because yes, that's what we were all thinking, and she delivered it the way that we all wanted to say it. So I don't disagree with the way that Giselle did it. I just wanted to did it. And I think that Mia had every right to be like, bitch, that was tacky as hell, and fuck you. You know, because that's a weird way to ask, am I okay? You know, if I'm your friend, I think that you should be like, you know, hey, are you okay? Check on me, whatever. But to ask me if I'm lying about having cancer when that's a very sensitive subject, it's tacky. It's tacky as hell. So that leaves us off on a cliffhanger, and we'll pick back up next week. And that's the end of this episode. Now, I would like for everybody to stop here, like, subscribe, do all of the great shit. And I will see y'all next week. Okay? All right. Toodles.